Hello everyone and welcome to the very first video of this new exciting series. My name is Thilo, I'm a professional beach volleyball player from Germany. I'm 22 years old and together with my team we are developing a 3D beach volleyball multiplayer game for you. When I was a kid I've always played Fortnite and Minecraft and I've always wanted to play a beach volleyball game as well, but I couldn't find one because there simply was no. That's when I started to learn how to code and how to create games. And since then I've always had the dream to create a beach volleyball game. So last year I developed a fantasy manager for the German Beach Tour and for Queen and King of the Court. You can go check that out. And that worked out pretty well and it gave me the confidence to attack my dream again. So last year I assembled a team of 4 who are now working on this project.
Okay, I was really nervous when I recorded that video, so I'm gonna continue from here. And first I want to introduce you to the team. So this is me. I've been a passionate beach volleyball player for many years now, and here you can see me play at the German Beach Tour event in Munich last year.
It's me!
In the semifinals I lost to Yannick, who is a software engineering student. I told him about my idea and convinced him to join the project. Yannick's performance in the tournament was absolutely insane, but we want to show you just the best of the best.
In der Phase!
Kriegt den absoluten Sandwurm. Achtung!
Jetzt nur auf Yannick achten.
Jetzt.
Oh, nee.
And then there's Mio, who is one of the famous German Wüst brothers. He's also studying software engineering and is able to produce highlights on and off court. The team is completed by Olli, who is a software engineer from Switzerland and also a big beach volleyball fan. And he is a huge addition to the team because he has lots of experience with software engineering and game development, and he's also bringing a lot of structure to our workflow and project management. Developing a 3D game is an enormous process and can take a lot of time, often years, to finish it. But we will try to show you as much as we can while still working on the project. Unfortunately, we can't just let AI do the work because it's too complex and will probably always be. But we will use AI to assist us with smaller tasks. So we started by looking at and testing the few existing beach volleyball games on the market and evaluated what is good, what is bad about them. It got soon pretty clear that although these games were fun, they get boring really fast. Since then, the plan is clear. We want to create a game that is more realistic, has better controls and of course, multiplayer. In the following weeks, we had a lot of brainstorming, discussing and planning around the game, because software engineering and game development is one thing, but working together as a team is another thing. So we had to make a plan how we want to approach the project. For example, we decided that we want to build the project using Unreal Engine 5, which is a game engine from Epic Games and the same game engine that Fortnite was built on. Unreal is an insane graphics engine and also used by the film industry a lot because of its ability to create super realistic 3D worlds. It was primarily built for shooter games, so that's a perfect fit. Here you can see my first attempt of creating a beach volleyball game in 2018 when I was 15 years old, and it was made with a custom game engine using OpenGL. And this was my second attempt in 2021, already using Unreal Engine. When I told people about the game, they often ask me, well, is it even fun to play beach volleyball on a computer? How do you make the controls? Does it have anything to do with the real sport? And these are all valid questions, because beach volleyball is a very complex sport. It consists of many different movements and techniques that can be used. Also, every single situation in the game is different from each other. We play the ball at different heights, with different speed, different angle, and different target locations. That being said, our plan was to put a lot of effort into the control system, because we could make the best looking game in the world, but if we don't have good controls, then we will never make a successful beach volleyball game. So after a lot of brainstorming and before the first line of code was even written, we wrote a concept, which ended in a pretty long document. Next, we separated the game into different sub-projects, which we then again separated into many small topics. For now, we focus only on the most relevant parts of the game, which we call the minimal core loop, and it's basically everything that is happening on court. This way, we now have a huge list of very small individual tasks. We organized them in a Kanban board, which then acts like a step-by-step plan to build our game. Until now, we've never actually met in person, so it was time for our first meetup at Oli's home in Switzerland. Oli wanted us to promote Switzerland, so now you can enjoy some footage from our beautiful hike. After the 5-hour trip, we rewarded ourselves with a classic Swiss fondue. But we weren't there for vacation, so we got to work, and we had a huge list of topics that we wanted to discuss and test in person. The biggest one again was for sure the control system, because even though we had a lot of ideas, we had to not knock them down into one clean system. The basic question for every technique is how much should the player be able to control? Which part of the game should be automatic and which should be controlled by user input? Every beach volleyball action can be described with these parameters: position, aiming, strength and timing. So we went through every beach volleyball technique and decided which of these parameters we want to expose to user input. For example, in an attack, we would like to expose aiming and strength to give the user a lot of control over the attack, whereas in a defense situation, we would only expose timing because there's not enough time for decision making and for input. Then we looked at input systems from other ball hitting games like tennis and baseball. We definitely took some ideas from them, especially for the user interface and for giving the user feedback about the action. We also got to test Oli's tower defense game that he built a few years ago, and it was quite fun and we spent a lot of time trying to beat the high score. Back at home, it was time for online meetings again, and we were hyped and ready to actually start building the game. So first, each one of us picked one of the biggest challenges in the development process and started working on them up to a point where we were sure we will be able to overcome this challenge. This is called making a proof of concept. Unreal Engine was more or less new to all of us, so we had to grind through some tutorials and learn some of its features. This right here is the result of a tutorial that Oli made right in the beginning. My proof of concept was about animation, which is a big topic, and it was quite a ride. I learned a lot, but it was also a lot of fun. And we will tell you more about our proof of concepts in the following videos. Yannick worked on net collision and animation, which is probably one of the hardest topics here. But if we aim for a super realistic game, we should at least try to make realistic net animations. Finally, Miu, who worked on the ball physics and collisions, and we had a lot of fun testing those out, although it almost broke my computer. Alright, we are at the end of this first devlog video. I hope you enjoyed it and you are just as excited about the game as we are. If so, then please support the project by leaving a like or a comment, and sharing the project with your friends and the beach volleyball community. In the following videos we will go a lot more into detail, so make sure to follow the account and stay updated. We would also love to hear from you what you would like to see from the development process. Last but not least, if you are an expert in one of these topics and you would like to support the project, then please contact us. Sorry for my broken English, and I hope to see you again in the next video. This could become something huge and you are now a part of it from the beginning.